Hello, welcome back to Dry Bones Garage. This episode is a part of a series where me and my dad take a 63 Corvair and convert it into a hot rod because we can't really restore it because it's so rusty. We got the Corvair originally from somebody in Illinois and we brought it back to our house. We were working on it here until we realized there was some rust in the frame, which is the key part of the car. So in order to compensate, we went looking for a substitute for the frame in a boneyard. And what we found was a G-body cutlass frame. I think the reason why we use G-body parts is because they're more accessible to us. That's what my dad has. He has a few G-body projects of his own on the side that he's trying to work on. He's so busy helping me out though, so I kind of feel bad about that. We got a 1983 cutlass and we took the frame off of that. We stripped everything else off of it. We took the frame, did some repairs and whatnot, painted it up, and now we're in the process of putting the chassis under the Corvair body. We stripped out the Corvair body and took out some of the rusty metals. But yeah, that's pretty much where we are today. I hope you enjoy the video. My goal here was to get the dash stripped off of the car until we learned that it's probably welded in. Our dad introduced us to a new impact driver he bought.
It's actually still not in bad shape. There it is. Ah, too easy once you find it. I wonder if they actually make a tool for this. I'm betting they had one back in the day. There it is. Oh, well, sure as dick. What? You do have one. The clip? Yeah, right here. Look at that. See that? Yeah.
My fat fingers keep getting... Give it to me. I attempted to dig through some of the wiring. I wasn't really getting it though. I don't know. I don't know. I tried to mess with the wiring again the next day. I don't want to break it. Break anything. There's a wire that goes into the car that I can't get to, but I'm gonna try to open up some bolts or screws or something. I'm gonna try to open this area up. Don't know how well you can see that. I undid this thing, so now I'm gonna try to get some more of it by unscrewing this thing. I don't know what anything's called, I'm sorry guys. Okay, that
Well, we've already established we're going to go old school motor on this thing. It's going to be carbureted. It's going to be probably an HEI distributor. So we're going to need a little bit more room in the firewall region than we would if we were putting an LS in here. Maybe someday we will, but for right now, the engine that we're putting in this thing is going to be more than enough for you, right? Plenty hot enough. And yeah, it'll be a good platform to learn on.
Did we discuss in an episode what type of engine it's going to be? Did we say that, or?
We just said it was going to be a small block Chevy.
Okay.
Now, I don't know that we actually spelled it out to anybody, but, you know, it was alluded to, it was mentioned once or twice. This is just going to be a little 5-speed, small block Chevy out of the Malaise era. It's not going to be anything outstanding from the get-go, but it'll be more than enough for a teenage girl that's learning how to drive. Once you've gotten your chops, you know, you've got some skills built and developed, we can kind of see a little bit more what your driving style is, what you want to do with this thing, if you want to take it out like SCCA and start running it on some of those parking lot Grand Prix, or just bomb it around and enjoy the car, what you want to do with it. We're going to set it up pretty mild for now. It'll be more than this thing ever came from factory, but it's not going to be mind-numbingly fast in any way, shape, or form. It'll be fun, and that's about it. Relatively non-threat. It'll be enough to scare you a little bit, but well, it'll be enough to scare the pants off of you. It'll be fun for, you know, it'll be enough for somebody that's experienced to enjoy themselves, but they're not going to get a thrill out of this. It'll be fun. A good time. non-threatening fun. So we've done some measurements and we've pretty much figured out we're going to need to get really high up into this firewall. So at this point in time, we're thinking probably just take it right up to this seam or just beneath it. And we'll cut this whole area out and re-engineer it to accommodate that small block Chevy and start building a little bit of meat back into the car before we cut too much more of the frame out. I don't feel comfortable with the amount of bracing and reinforcement that we've taken out of this car with the idea of lifting it too many more times without putting some strength back into the car. So we'll get this done and we'll probably add some lifting points to it before we start cutting what's left of the frame on the front end of this thing out. I think we're going to be okay on the back side. I'm not too worried about that, but we're going to weld a couple of angle iron into the car to brace side to side and give us another potential point of contact to pull from if we have to get a little bit more creative about where we're lifting and how we're lifting or rigging the car to pick it up and down. We've still got one more frame horn to cut. I pretty well figured that the one that was cut when we bought the car is about in the ideal spot, so we'll probably clean up the way we do it a little bit, but pretty much match the extension at that point. The two in back are cut and they need some refining yet, but they're kind of trimmed back to fit the shape of the car. We've got some bracing and reinforcing to do on it, maybe some alterations. I don't know yet if they're going to be necessary because this is a slightly wider chassis than the Corvair was. So we're already pushing to the outside of the wheel wells. I may want to nip those frame horns in the back so we can tuck some bigger tires under it. Probably more for appearance than any need. Other than that, nothing to it but to do it.
Alright, that brings us to our conclusion for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comment down below. Try to answer them as best we can. Yeah, see you guys later. Thanks! As for me, I gotta find some of the pucks that we made and... Anyways, goodbye.
Bagged and tagged at this point?
I don't know. I don't know. No. Constipation. I don't know. Alright, what in the world? Boy, wow, this thing is cooked. So, words, okay. Where are you? Where are you going? Where are you be? I don't know where the bus went. Where they go? I don't know.